Good morning, everyone. I created a quick little video for you just to help explain 6.3 worksheet that you're going to be working on today. What we're given is we have the fact that g of x is equal to the integral from -1 to x of f of t dt, and then they give us the graph of f of t. So your job is to take and fill out the tables. I'll actually do one for you here. Let's start with the value x equals -3. All right. If I want to plug in -3 into our spot for g of x, well then we got the integral from -1 to -3 of f of t dt. And one thing I like to do is I don't love the fact that my lower limit and upper limit are switched. I like to have the most negative number down below in the lower limit. So we're going to apply that property we talked about the other day. If I flip the limits, they become the opposite sign. The integral is the opposite value. So in doing that, I can now find the area under the curve from -3 to -1. So if I start at -3 and I go all the way to -1, notice I'm moving from left to right, and then I'll find the area of this triangle. So area of a triangle, 1/2 the base. Here the base is a distance of 2. The height is a distance of 1. So then the area of that triangle, 1/2 base times height, or 1/2 2 times -1. And then keep in mind we are doing the opposite of that. When I calculate the value, the signed area underneath the curve from -3 to -1 has a value of +1. The reasons why it's positive, remember, because the bounds were flipped. So I know it's below the x-axis, and you might be thinking, oh, that's negative, but the bounds were flipped, which made it the opposite sign value. Therefore, our answer was a +1. Let's try one more just quick. What if I do the value at x equals 3? So I want to find g of 3. Well, I'll plug 3 in for x. Notice we're happy with the limit from -1 to 3 because we're moving from left to right. And I have to find the area underneath that curve from -1 to 3. Well, that's just a trapezoid. And in the trapezoid, my base 1 is the distance from -1 to 3, so a distance of 4. My base 2 is the distance from 1 to 2, so 1. And then the height is always the distance between the bases, which is 2 units. So I'll calculate the area of the trapezoid by doing 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times the height, and that will give me 5. All right, so once you have this table filled out, then your job is to take these points for x and g of x and graph them on the graph provided. So then if we graph this, remember at when g was -3, my output was 1. When g was +3, my output was up here at 5. And then I do like to label it. Remember, this is the graph of the function g of x. So now that you have that graph, you can then go ahead and answer questions based off of that. So looking at the graph of g of x, or even potentially the ultimate goal is making the conclusions of the given graph of f. But we'll get there tomorrow. On what interval is the graph of g increasing? So once you have this, you got to think about, well, what do you know about the graph of g? When is g increasing? G is increasing when you have positive slopes. Now there's a stronger connection and a quicker connection we'll make a little bit later on how you could answer this question related to the given graph of f of t. Anyways, give this a shot. Make sure you try to answer all your items as best as you can, and the answers are posted on Schoology. So go ahead and check your answers when you're done. Have a great day.